Hey guys, welcome to Transform Your Business Thursday. This is Nikki Gangemi, and today we are talking about intuition and trust. Something that's pretty much been top of mind for me lately, so I wanted to have a conversation with all of you about this. So if you are on the live, say hi, and if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. If you're seeing this video on YouTube, give it a like, subscribe to my channel so you get to see when I post new videos. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Nikki Gangemi, and I help online coaches shift their identity to thriving entrepreneurs so they can make more money and impact doing what they love. And I can't tell you how important your intuition is. And really, we all have this ability, right, to tune in. We know what feels right. Let me know if you understand what I'm talking about, where we might call it our gut, right? Like I have this gut feeling, or something's telling me. I've got this feeling. Hey Lawrence, hi, happy to see you here. You have this feeling I kind of have this feeling that this is what I should do. And how often do you follow that? And how many times do you not follow it? So I would love to know, if you can put in the chat box, when was there a time that you followed your intuition and it worked out? Can you think of a time when you had this voice or this knowing or this feeling that you should do something, you should take an action, and you followed it and it worked out and you got what you wanted? Can you think of one such time? And if so, you can just put yes, or you can tell me what it is. I would love to know. But when I think of a time this happened to me, it happens a lot of times, but one time that comes to mind, this was around something really big. I just came out of a 5-year relationship, and this voice in my head said, go to California. I had been wanting to go out to Los Angeles. This is in my early 20s, to pursue my dream of being an actress. That's what I always wanted. And I heard, now is the time. Move out to LA. And I was so upset and so distraught that this 5-year relationship came to an end that I acted on it, and everything came so easy to me, from just finding an apartment out there, getting jobs so that I was able to pay my rent. And this was the very first time that I was on my own, so I had no idea what I was doing, but it was seamless. Having my car shipped out from New Jersey to LA, everything came up so easily. And actually, as I'm talking about this, just before I was moving out, I think it was a couple of weeks before, I was in a little car accident, and I thought, oh my God, really? Before I'm ready to move out across the country, I have a car accident and I'm having my car shipped out to Los Angeles. So I'm like, I can't believe this. I go and I get the car fixed, and it turned out that it was a blessing in disguise, because the way it all worked out with what work needed to be done and what with the insurance money paying, I ended up making $700 in my pocket from having to get my car fixed. And guess how much it cost to have my car shipped at that time, back in 2002, from Jersey to California? $700. So it ended up, so this is why sometimes when something seems like it's not going the right way for you, that it's a bad thing, or the universe is working against you, not true. Because sometimes it's the way it's disguised, it seems like it's a bad thing, but it could be a good thing. That was great for me. I was paid to have my car shipped across the country, and it came from the little accident. Luckily nobody was hurt. I wasn't hurt, but so I digress a little bit. But what I want to talk about is when you have that inspired idea and you get really excited, and it feels good, it feels light, pay attention to how it feels. And then how often do we act on it and it all works out, right? Things just kind of go smoothly. But another thing is, how many times do you back off right? Like initially something excites you and it feels really good, but then like your ego mind kicks in and you start thinking about all the details and all the steps, and suddenly before you know it, you're just more overwhelmed, and then you're getting distracted, and that's when we start kind of getting scattered and looking at all these other things and ignoring what it was that first like inspired us and sparked that joy in us. And that's where we kind of get off track. So that's why I wanted to talk about this today. And it's just really being mindful that if an idea comes to you to do something, whether it's, you know, for your business, to move the needle forward in your business, or to get clients or grow your email list, or even just anything in your life, you've got this intuition to do something and you get excited. And at the same time, it feels really good. It just, the energy, it just sits really well with you. That is something to pay attention to, because if an idea is planted in your head, it's planted in your head because you can do it, right? Because you can have it. Otherwise, the idea would never come to you. But so often we just get caught up in those details and the how-tos and all the steps that we have to take. And then we just kind of don't take action, right? And we get stuck. And then we get frustrated with ourselves. And then it's a vicious cycle. Is this making sense, you guys? Let me know if you can relate to this. So when it comes to intuition, the biggest thing that I want to say is try not to get lost in what things look like on the outside, like your circumstances, because that's where we can kind of get derailed. Because we're looking at what's happening, and it might not look like things are working out. It might not look like things are, you know, in your favor, or that you have any evidence that you're going to have success. But don't forget to tune in and pay attention to how you feel in your body. Because I have to say, there's been times where, you know, let's face it, trying something new that you've never done before is scary, right? And it can bring up, you know, a lot of fear and doubt and second guessing yourself and procrastination. It can bring all that up because it's new and it's not familiar, and we're most comfortable with what is known, what is familiar. But did you ever have this just sense of ease anyway that you felt? That's what you want to pay attention to. And I know we can easily just overlook that because our mind, you know, speaks louder than, you know, how we feel, and rarely do we pay attention to how we're feeling in our body. But when you have that sense of ease and that sense of comfort, that's a little clue, that's a little message that you are on the right path. And to stop looking at your circumstances. You know, it's like detaching from that and not making your happiness or your motivation or you taking steps be dependent on what things look like right now in your life. Because for me, that has always derailed me. When I've ignored how I felt and just listened to the thoughts in my head, that ego mind that's telling me all the reasons why I shouldn't do something, all the reasons why something isn't going to work out, that's when I just didn't follow my path and what was good for me. So tuning in to how you feel and paying attention. Do I feel light? Do I feel ease? Do I feel peace? Do I feel expansive? And if the answer is yes, then take a breath and take a step. Take a step in the direction of what it is that you want, even if it's something that's so small. I know recently I started talking about who wants to host, you know, a live event, and I have people that are interested in it, whether it's a Facebook challenge or a webinar. Maybe you want to do a speaker series or a summit, or start your own Facebook group or grow your Facebook group, whatever it is. You were inspired to have the idea that you wanted to do it. But then what comes up is these thoughts. these details like, well, what's the best platform to use? You know, what do I use? Do I use Zoom? Do I use Webinar Jam? You get caught up in all those details, and before you know it, you just kind of get stuck. And then you don't take the action steps. But if you could just remember how you felt when you first had the thought of hosting the event, you know, how excited you were or curious you were or how you felt motivated, it's like, how can you reconnect back to those feelings? And it's when you get to that easy place in your mind that your brain relaxes, and all of a sudden it opens up and you've got that creative flow and those ideas. You know, it's like when we get caught in details and we get caught in fear mode, we just close ourselves off to any kind of idea. Forget about it. There could be a great opportunity right over there to your right, and you just won't even see it. You won't even see it. You won't notice it, you know, because your view, it's just compacted. So for me, a good way is to just become aware of these thoughts that you're thinking. You know, my goodness, I had a great idea. Now all of a sudden I'm coming up with all the reasons why I have to wait, all the reasons why I'm not ready. And just notice it. Just notice it and become curious, you know. That's interesting. You know, that's all you have to do. Instead of going into judging yourself, which is so easy to do, right? It's so easy for us to judge ourselves, but that never feels good. It just kind of, you know, puts this weight on us, doesn't make us feel good, and it doesn't put us into action, that's for sure. So just notice how you feel, become curious about it, and then just pivot, reconnect to what is it that I want, you know? And why do I want it? And how is that going to make me feel? And don't worry about the details. Don't worry about the steps. You know, we can all be given steps and frameworks. You can work with a coach to help you do this. Those details are not what is going on right now. It's the fear that comes up. It's the fear. That's all it is, because it's something new, and it's something that you don't know, and it's something that you're not familiar with yet. But always coming back to that intuition and what first inspired you, and then getting back to how that felt, and then taking an action from that space. And that's what's going to help you to move forward. So let me know if this is resonating with you, if this is making sense, you guys, let me know. And then I'd also love to know, I really want you to answer my question. If you're not comfortable doing it in the chat box, feel free to private message me. But I would love to know, when was a time that you followed your intuition and it worked out? That's what I want to know, because we want to start gathering evidence for when we followed what felt good, we followed those inspired ideas, and it led to an outcome that we wanted. And if we did that even just one time, then you know it's possible to do it again and to do it again. And you just have to remind yourself every time that jury comes out and starts saying, nope, you can't do this, nope, there's this and there's that, and what if this? You could just quiet it, because you know that it's possible. So hope that served you today. Be sure to drop a comment below or private message me. Again, I want to know what time when you followed your intuition and it worked out for you. I would love to hear the story. And I hope you have a fabulous rest of your Thursday, everybody. And I will see you all next week. Bye for now.